Hello and welcome to your online Kronos modules. In this module, we're going to look at some basic navigation when you're using Kronos to familiarise yourself with what the system looks like and what you'll be able to do on the system. So we're going to look at your home page and the things you can navigate from that first page. We're going to look also at additional windows that you can open and some common navigational elements that exist within Kronos. The first page that you'll see as you open up Kronos on your computers will be this login page. Now you will use your usual personal AD account login to log into Kronos on your computer. For the purpose of this scenario, we're going to use a test manager called Max Robinson. So you would type your username and password and then click to enter the system. As the system loads up, the first page that you come to is your home page. And from here, you can navigate to everything that you need within Kronos. Your home page will show you two open windows. Time cards on the left-hand side, you can see here, and schedules on the right-hand side. These give you useful information about the colleagues that sit under you, to give you a quick reference to various different things. Time cards here will display the scheduled in and out times for your colleagues during the current pay period. In the top left, you can navigate between different colleagues that fall under your cost centre or under your department if you needed to view different people here. On the right-hand side, the Schedules widget gives us an easy view of, again, scheduled in and out times for that week, but also because we've got some additional functions available here, we can navigate towards different weeks and see where time off has been scheduled or pay codes have been applied to the future schedules as well. We're going to look a little bit closer at the Schedules widget later. Just to familiarise ourselves further with some of the things that are available on our home page, I want to point out a few other items. This blue panel on the right hand side here is called the Related Items pane. And from here, you get the chance to open additional windows. Now in Kronos world, our additional windows are called widgets. And there's two different ways that you can open a widget. You can just click on the link from the Related Items pane. So in our example, if I were to click Weekly Wizard, it will open that in a brand new tab across my screen. As we can see, this is opened in this additional tab, and to close it, we need to click the small cross at the top of the tab here. The second way that we can open one of these new widgets is that we can drag and drop it over an existing window. So if I were to click and hold down my mouse and drag it over the Schedules widget and let go, it will open up to replace the Schedules widget. This enables me to be able to work in two screens side by side if that's my preference. To navigate back to your familiar home page at any point in time, you can click the refresh button that sits where it says Manage My Department. And by clicking that, we'll refresh back to the time cards and the Schedules widget that we're familiar with as our opening page. There's also some other items that we can see. At the top of our page is what we know as our alerts panel. And as we can see, there's two categories of alerts that sit here. The one with the exclamation mark here is an exceptions alert category. And we don't expect you to see or view many exceptions. They would only occur if you amend somebody's time card and don't then deal with the exception. This one on the right hand side though, if you hover, you can see it says Request Manager Alert category. This is where the self-service time off requests will come through to you. Now we don't have any in our system at the moment, but they would come with the orange numbers that indicate that there's something to be actioned for you there. Now, Kronos enables our colleagues to be able to submit online their requests for annual leave, toil, community hours, birthday hour. they come through to you within this alert category, and you get the chance to approve or decline that request. Moving along to the top right hand side, there's a button here called Workspaces, and if you click on that button, it opens up a page called My Information. Clicking on My Information takes us to a different part of Kronos that is just our own personal information. So this is where, as a manager, you will be able to submit your time off requests that will be sent to your manager for approval, see your own working schedule, and see sight of your own accrual balances as well. This is the functionality that's available to all colleagues in the system if they use the portal. So this will become very familiar to your colleagues. The rest of the tasks that you need to complete as a manager, so approving time off, looking at schedules, seeing how many people you've got off from your department, all of that takes place in the Manage My Department tab. As you can see, the My Information opened in a separate tab, and similarly to close, to get back to our familiar home page, we just click the small cross in the top right hand corner. There's also a search button in the very far right, and clicking that will open up our ability to search the system. Now this might be useful if you're looking for a page you know should exist, or you're looking for a colleague and you can't quite remember how to find that or how to get there. So you can begin typing, in our example, say a colleague's name. And as you begin typing, it brings back some suggestions. So we can see here that it's found that there's a person called Max Robinson, and then it's found also an assigned manager and a user called Max Robinson. So perhaps in our example, we were looking to try and locate Max Robinson's profile. We're able to do that in the search function if we needed to. Now I want to show you some of the common navigational features that sit within most of our windows and widgets. So to do that, I'm going to just maximize this schedules widget. And again, you can see on any of these windows, there is this box here, and that's our maximize button. Once you have maximized, very similar, up in the top right is the restore down or minimize button. So in a window like this one, in our schedules, and similar would go for in our time cards widget, we have the chance here to select which time period we want to look at. We call this our context selector or our date selector, and we've got two options here. If we use our drop down, we get some quick options, so we can move towards the next week, or we can look back at previous weeks, we can look back at yesterday, to define exactly what week or day we want to look at. However, there might be instances where you want to look further forward into the future or select a particular date range, and you can use this calendar picker here to do that. So by clicking there, you get the chance to select a start and an end date, and by clicking the calendar picker, you just navigate to the time you want to look at. So if I wanted to look forward in time in December to the week of the 17th of December start date and the 23rd of December end date, I would use a calendar picker on the start and end, click apply, and it will flip forward my calendar so I can view weeks further ahead. This is useful if you want to check how many people you've already got on annual leave in any given time, because the pay codes will be displayed within the schedule. So in our example here, Tom Smith, he's already out of our site on community hours in our example. And you'd see, again, similar for annual leave or for toil, for birthday hour, hospital appointment, any reason for time off will sit within this window if it's already been entered. Again, to navigate, to minimize, we would click the restore down button in the top right here. As you can now see, in the time cards widget, the same context or date selector exists here. So if we did want to navigate to see time cards for different periods, we'd use our selector there. Within any of the widgets also is this go to function. And this allows us to navigate to a particular area associated often with a colleague. So from our schedules widget here, we've got a list of our colleagues that sit under us. If I click Ben Smith as an example, you'll see that the go to button turns from grey to orange, meaning that I can use it. And I can click on go to and then change to go to any of these areas. So if I wanted to go straight to Ben's time card, I need to click on time card. If I wanted to go straight to any request that Ben Smith has submitted, I would click requests here, or reports, etc. And you can obviously pick dependent on the scenario. One of the last things I wanted to show you in terms of navigation is just what a wizard looks like. So in Kronos, we have one wizard that you're going to use every week, and this is the one to sign off your time cards to send them to payroll. I'm going to click on Weekly Wizard in the Related Items pane, and you'll see that this looks slightly different to some of the other windows we've seen. So this wizard is used ahead of payroll sign-off, so this must be done before 10 AM on a Monday morning for the week previously. This wizard steps us through checking that we've got everything managed and everything clear on the time cards. And we've got a module that you can view a bit later on our e-learning portal called Weekly Wizard that shows you this in further detail. But as you can see, there's various steps to go through, and this will be a wizard that you use on a weekly basis. That ends our basic navigation module, which introduced us to some of the common functionality of Kronos, the look and feel, and on our homepage, some of the key tasks that you can complete from the homepage and what you can navigate to from our homepage. Thank you.